If you thought the future was about driving electric cars, then you're in for a shock. What's the most valuable thing inside an EV? It's not the motor, it's the battery. That battery, depending on its size, can power an individual household for up to a week. It's like a mobile power plant that could replace the ones we rely on today, the ones that push electricity over wires one way down to individual homes. That battery is also a wallet, allowing you to store electricity and help your household become energy self-sufficient. Or you could use it to trade excess energy with whoever you want.
We're not just looking to push EV or to make EV a reality. It's all about clean mobility and the energy transition to make sure that we live off renewable energy, renewable electricity. And that involves also a change in being able to trade kilowatt hours freely and get to a kind of a marketplace.
That's Sander Auerkirk. He's the Director of Business and Development and Energy Services at NewMotion, one of Europe's biggest providers of smart and safe charging solutions for electric driving.
I think we are in a hurry to make the energy transition for my children's children and their children to take better care of the planet in general. That's why we're here, that's why we founded the company. That's why I'm an electric engineer, and that's the whole purpose of raison d'être of the company and myself, is that we want that sustainability also in the energy chain. We also have the food chain and the water chain, but especially in the energy chain we want to achieve that with zero emission.
But there's a catch.
If everybody came home at 6 o'clock in the evening and plugged in their car, well, the grid couldn't cope, our generators couldn't cope.
That's Chris D'Souza.
I've been at Shell about 17 years, and in those 17 years I've had a whole variety of different roles. Started working on electric mobility about 5 years ago, and that's really when we wanted to see what in Shell we either should or could be doing.
Shell recently bought NewMotion, marking the energy giant's first electric mobility deal in anticipation of the tipping point towards zero-emission vehicle demand.
With renewable energy sources, one of the problems with them is that they generate electricity when the sun shines, they generate electricity when the wind blows. They're not switch on and off like the traditional coal and oil and gas sources of energy are.
Here's where the electric vehicle batteries come in. Imagine that you can store all the renewable energy that you're generating. Store it until you need it, or plug it back into the grid.
A grid is just one place I can put the electricity I have in my car, but I could also place it in your car if you're parked next to me, if you like. I could place it back into the home, I could place it back into the office, or even when I'm at my soccer field at night. I may want to fire up the lamppost at my soccer field when playing soccer in the dark. Now that kind of market thinking and making sure that the market comes into existence is rather different than a world where we had big power plants pushing electricity over wires. We're talking about me producing on the solar panel, selling to you 2 houses down, and you may drive a bit further out to your folks and then sell your last kilowatt hours to your folks when you're there.
This system is called vehicle-to-grid, and NewMotion, among others, thinks that it's the key to a more sustainable future.
It is as simple as it's a charge point that can put electricity into the car and take it back from the car. And that's it. It's no more to it than that it's really in two ways, in two directions.
It's literally all about AC/DC.
For the real technologists under us, so this makes from AC in the building, it makes DC, it puts DC in the car, and DC from the car back into the charger and AC back into the building. So suppose this car urgently would need a quick charge, but the building is maxed out in terms of power capacity. This vehicle could charge that vehicle. And even in cases we can use the car to power the building as well.
This bidirectionality can change how cities power themselves. Think about it this way. Parking is what your car does 90% of the time. That's a lot of excess energy just lying dormant. What if you could use that energy to power your house, donate energy to someone else? Especially when there's no sun or wind outside.
We're not transporting ourselves all the time. Then still there's moments that the batteries are connected and that you can give it a function in the electricity system. So I actually think one step further, I think that cities should actually become a production entity on its own, and that we should have plenty of electricity for everybody.
One of the reasons for us putting our money behind our new energies division was because we believe that that's the right thing to do for us as a business, but also, for the environment, and also to support, the growth of energy, particularly in developing economies where they need access to more energy, and that needs to be clean energy. So we're kind of putting our money where our mouth is in this one.
As cities become smarter, they can function as independent production entities with plenty of electricity for everyone. The electric car battery and smart charging points are just the beginning of the energy transition towards a lower carbon future.